What if Brawlhalla had supers? Whatever you want to call them. Supers, specials, final smashes, overdrives. What would it be like to be in Brawlhalla? In many fighting games, platformers, and traditional, there are certain moves that deal more damage and appear more flashy than just the regular normal attacks. While I don't actually think it's necessary to see a need for these special moves in the game, I just kinda wanted to bring up the idea to start a conversation. Now you may ask, but doesn't Brawlhalla already have signatures? And while this is true, I'm talking more of a huge move that really brings out the best of a character. And the reason I think this is because to me, Brawlhalla legends really don't feel incredibly unique. Of course, every legend has 6 unique signatures, unique stats, and a unique weapon combo, but I just feel like out of every fighting game I've played, there's a lack of diversity in the gameplay from character to character. And this is due to many reasons, such as things like the weapon system forcing overlap in weapons for characters, not having voice lines, and not having a story mode so we can learn about the characters. And this is why we're here, to make the characters more unique by adding supers. While there's probably a lot of games that we could look at for examples, today we're going to look at Super Smash Bros, Guilty Gear Strive, and Street Fighter V to see how we can implement supers in Brawlhalla. First, let's check out the biggest fighting game of all time, Super Smash Bros. With an incredibly diverse cast from some of the biggest franchises in the gaming world, Super Smash Bros. Is generally everyone's first fighting game. Besides every character feeling pretty unique, something that separates all of them even further is the Final Smash. The Final Smash is usually a massive attack with a cutscene and a zoom, which basically makes the character and the move feel incredibly powerful. To give you an idea of some Final Smashes I really enjoy, here's Yoshi's Stampede, where basically a bunch of little Yoshis just trampled the enemy. And another one I really like is a classic one, which is Fox's Final Smash. It's just really cool and cinematic. Again, in the grand scheme of things, Final Smashes don't really matter, but it's something cool, something new for every character to have. It just gives a little bit of personality to each of the characters in the game. But with that said, let's check out another game that shows supers in a really cool way. Next, we're going to talk about Guilty Gear Strive, which in my eyes has the best supers out of any game from a visual standpoint. In Guilty Gear, they are called overdrives, and I could say something good about every character, but for me, I'm going to talk about Nagoriyuki's Wasariyuki. I don't know, to me this is probably one of the coolest things in any fighting game ever. I just really love the end screen, it's super sick. And of course, how could I not mention Mei's Great Yamada, the giant pink whale that just flies over the screen. The thing I like about these overdrives in this game is that not all of them are big finishing moves. In some cases, there are overdrives that buff a character's stats, some that combo into other moves, or set up characters for more beneficial situations. Again, there's so much variety here, just think about what they could do with Brawlhalla. Alright, with that said, let's get on to our last example of the day. The last game that we're going to look at for today's video is Street Fighter V. The trailer for Street Fighter 6 just came out and I was super excited, it looked really cool, but today we're going to check out Street Fighter V. And Street Fighter V has some incredible supers. Today we're going to look at 2 of them, one of them being Gnash's. And the other one we're going to look at is Akuma's. I think Akuma's is so sick. Now that we've seen some examples from some different games, let's try and come up with some ideas for Brawlhalla. Okay, so I came up with 2 ideas for a Brawlhalla super with just 2 random legends that I chose. Today we're going to look at Mako and Lord Vrax just because it was easy for me to come up with ideas for them. So let's start off with Mako. My idea for Mako's super is when she's ready, she grabs the enemy and jumps off the stage with them, taking them underwater. Here, a bunch of sharks and other underwater creatures will circle the enemies, each hitting them once until the last hit is Mako, who just becomes like huge and eats the enemy in one go, just like chomps them. I think this would be super cool and it would make Mako actually look scary compared to her normal version. Alright, and then secondly for Lord Vrax, I thought Vrax could fly up in the sky super high, into space with his lance. Just get a huge laser beam, point it towards the map or Earth or wherever, and just blow up everything. I think that would be super cool. It would make Vrax feel like a true evil villain. But yeah, those are my ideas for what I would want to see in Brawlhalla. Some cool supers. Again, I never see them implementing stuff like this in the game, but it's just a fun idea that I thought about and wanted to share with you guys. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.